Yo, what's happening? Houston, this is the place to be, and I am DMC in the place to be with my man Brad Gilmore and the one and only, the champ, the man Booker T. So let's get it poppin'.
Live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. Join the six-time world heavyweight champion, two-time WWE Hall of Famer, and WWE NXT announcer, Booker T. Booker T. Alongside his right-hand man, the BOAT, Brad Gilmore. It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Boom! Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, six-time world champ, two-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. We coming to you from ESPN 975-925. And we want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame today, getting your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Man, everybody want to know why you feeling so good. Why you feeling so good? Well, I'm going back to work. I'm back to work tomorrow, guys. Make sure you catch me on NXT. I can't wait to get back. I'm excited. I'm probably about 98%, and I'm good to go, man. How you feel, Brad?
Hey, boy, I'm doing great. I'm like you. I'm excited to get you back on NXT because I got to hear the Trick Willie. I got to hear. You just got to hear that done the right way. You know what I mean? Shout out to Byron. You know,
There's been a lot going on though since I've been gone. Though.
Have you been keeping up? Is the question.
Oh no, I got my top 10 moments.
You got a Sports Center highlight you'll play.
Oh, man, I got my top 10 moments, man, as far as what's been going on since I've been gone. And I definitely can't wait to get back and get in the saddle because Roxanne Perez, she's totally has changed. I mean, Carmelo Hayes, he's definitely lost his damn mind. You know what I mean? Ilya Dragunov is right in the middle of things all over again. You know, Trick Williams, of course, where's Trick? You know, so my thing is, man, I can't wait to get back and, just get back to the table. Me and my man, Vic Joseph. Oh, yeah, man. Can't wait, man. He's been sending me well wishes and whatnot. And also, like, man, I can't wait for you to get back. Get Byron the hell out of here. But no, man, I'm excited.
How are you feeling? How's the body?
No, I feel good. My procedure went very, very well. I healed up pretty quickly. I'm not in any pain or anything right now, so I'm looking forward to getting back to work. I hate being idle, sitting at home, not doing a whole lot, but actually sitting at home, I got a chance to get a lot of work done. Kicked it in gear, kicked it in overdrive with Reality of Wrestling, man. And if you guys didn't know about the Last Stand Rumble that's going to be going down March the 9th, just a few days after my birthday. My birthday is going to be March 1st.
Coming up this week.
And yeah, so it's going to be a party time all March, man. March Madness, man. March Madness. But no, the Last Stand Rumble is definitely something that's shaping up. We're all sold out. But we just opened general admission tickets. That means, guys, you can get a ticket, but we're going to sit you in there. Every seat in the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena is a hell of a seat. No matter where you're at, it's a hell of a seat. But general admission only, we're going to try to fill that thing up, 500 plus, maybe 6. But I tell you, man, I'm excited about March 9th and the Last Stand Rumble. Maven is going to be making his way to the Last Stand Rumble. He didn't get a chance to do, the WWE big event and whatnot. So I said, Maven, we got something for you. All right, we got something for you. Last Stand Rumble, are you in? Before I can even finish saying it, he said, I'm in, man. I'm in. Maven is looking to win, not just to be in, but to win.
In it, man.
The Last Stand Rumble. So, guys, if you're anywhere in the surrounding area, Texas City, March 9th, make sure you come on out there to the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena, 9300 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway. And, man, I can't wait, man. I'm excited.
I'm beyond thrilled. The Boogeyman's going to be there. Zilla Fatu's going to be there. Maven going to be there. Will All Day. is going to be defending his Reality Wrestling Championship. Ryan Davidson is going to be defending the Texas Championship. Izzy James defending the Television Championship. Mia Friday defending the Interim Diamonds title. I mean, look, it's a star-studded card. This is star-studded, man. There's a reason why it's sold out so far in advance. So if you can even get a corner ticket, you know what I mean, where you're sitting in the corner from the back by the concession stand, we'll sell the seat by the concessions.
No, man, this is huge for us, man. 30 men Rumble. And that right there in itself is a big, big task for us to be able to pull off. And some of the names, guys, right now we haven't even put out all the names that's going to be in the Rumble. A lot of names you're going to be named that you've heard of, names that you've seen before. So guys, come out and be a part of this historic event that Reality of Wrestling is putting on, because I swear, man, I never thought in a million years that we would get to a point where we can have a full card. I mean, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 matches plus 30 men in the Rumble over the top rope battle royale. That's huge. That's huge. And reality, that's just a testament of what Reality of Wrestling has done over the years. We got guys, like Nick Patrick sending us talent from Deep South. We got guys like Dustin Starr sending us talent from Memphis Championship Wrestling. Of course, Dave Marquez out there at Championship Hollywood. We're trying to get somebody, to represent Championship Hollywood to be in the Last Stand Rumble as well. So our thing is, I don't know. I saw a poster just went up. Cam Cole. Cam Cole,
baby.
Is back. Let's not forget, 2 of the ladies just making their return from Japan, Promise Braxton and Gigi Ray. They're definitely going to be doing something. They're going to be doing something. So guys, come out and be a part of something special. Like I said, it's already sold out, but we're looking for a double, maybe a triple sellout if need be. Standing room only.
Standing room only. But you know what?
I've been doing a show in Korea, me and JBL, and it was in this small arena, and it was in front of 10,000 people, standing room only, man. Look here, that's a true story. That's a true story. 10,000 people, standing room only, in Korea, man, North Korea. Man.
Glad you made it out of there. Look, it feels like this is an infomercial, but I promise that it's not. But wait, there's more. The signups are official for the Row Games. You can go on realitywrestling.com. There's a big Row Games banner there on the homepage. Click it, and you can fill out your application to potentially win $5,000.
$5,000.
You can win $5,000. One man, one woman will win $5,000 at the Row Games. It's going to be kicking off April the 20th, and you can sign up today on realityofwrestling.com. Book, I'm thinking about it. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about it. The Ultimate Athlete. It sounds like a title I would like to have.
And we're going to be having a lot of these events are going to be held in Texas. Huge facility out in Texas City, and probably one of the biggest facilities that you guys ever seen as far as gaming goes. If you guys get a chance to go out and check out Texas, right there at the Mall of the Mainland, 10,000 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway as well. Go out there and check it out. That's where the Road Game is going to be held, as well as World Gym out there at the Mall of the Mainland as well, 10,000 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway. Go out there and check it out. That's where the Road Game is going to be held. You might want to get ahead of the game. You might want to get in there and say, man, let me try to practice something. Even though you don't know what's going on, you might want to try to practice something because, guys, it's not going to be a fantasy. This is going to be a reality. Oh, yes.
There we go. Look at that, man. Hey, Book, I've said this for a long time that Reality Wrestling, we got the best wrestling fans out there, supportive, the Row Nation, we love them. The Hall of Famers, we love everybody who sits here and supports Hall of Fame. And every so often, we get, somebody who wants to do something special for the Hall of Fame, right? Do you know where I'm going with this?
Maybe.
Maybe? Okay. So I got something in the mail today, right? Sent to my office. And I just want to say it's from EJC Art. And he sent a message that said, I love the flow you and Booker have. I'm always laughing in tears and being up to date with current events happening. Much love to you. Thank you so much. Said some other things there. And then he sent 3 things in the mail. So you know where I'm going with this? Or no? Okay.
No.
So I wanted to share them with you live to get a live reaction. One of them I don't have with me, but the things that concern you, I do. He sent some hand-drawn pastel artwork already in a frame for you and the lovely Queen Charmel. So here's the first one here. Look at this. This is beautiful.
Wow.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yes, I can see that perfectly. That's unbelievable.
Beautiful, right? And you can even tell if you get real close in it, the crown kind of shines.
Yeah.
You see?
Unreal. I like that. Yeah.
Beautiful. And he sent a second one here as well of you and the Queen. Another one.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Beautiful pieces of art.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Drawn by hand. So I'm going to drop these off to you later on. But I just wanted to give him a shout out. And he did a photo of me and my wife as well. And that's
awesome.
and he just talked about how much he loves the Hall of Fame and how he's always laughing and enjoys it. Best part of his week.
That's what the Hall of Fame is all about. I mean, I always say, if you ain't laughing, man, you're missing out. You better be laughing before that final countdown, man, because you just don't. You never know. You never know. And I always say, I'm gonna be laughing, no matter what, no matter what I'm going through, no matter what ails me. I might be crying, but I'm gonna be laughing at the same time. I'm serious. You know, that's just the way I handle life. That's the way I've dealt with life. No matter what situations I've been in, I've always been able to laugh, no matter what. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. And it's Booker T, 6-time world champion, my man Brad Gilmore from Manscaped. The Performance Package 5.0 Ultra is here. And let me tell you, it's got futuristic tendencies included in this bundle, guys. Brand new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, the Weed Whacker 2.0 ear and nose and hair trimmer, and essentials aftercare products like the Crop Soother, the Ball Aftershave Lotion, and the Crop Preserver Anti-Chafing Ball Deodorant, and 2 free gifts. Oh, yes.
That's right, Book. Their 5th generation lawnmower features 2 interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads, a standard one for taking a little off the top, and a new foil blade to go smooth wherever your heart desires. And did I mention? It's waterproof, too. Manscaped, they did us a favor, Book. All the listeners of the Hall of Fame, and they threw in 2 free gifts. The Boxers 2.0 and the Shed 2.0 toiletry bag. Resolutions may come and go, but a well-groomed you is here to stay with Manscaped's latest and greatest.
Yeah, and start the new year off right, because when you look good, you feel good. Manscaped help you sculpt the best version of yourself for the year ahead. New year and new you, and definitely a new trimmer. Manscaped got your grooming resolutions covered. Guys, get 20% off and free shipping with the code Booker at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code Booker. Happy New Year to your balls. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. Talking about road games going down April 20th, guys. You can sign up right now to be a part of something like that. The winner, male and female, will win the grand prize of $5,000. Going to go into their account, as well as a few prizes as well to boot to go with that. So, guys, go ahead and sign up right now. Go to realityofwrestling.com. Do it. Do it now. I'd do it for you.
Well, it's coming, man. Road games kicking off right after WrestleMania. It's gonna be a great time. WrestleMania is heating up too, Book. Did you get a chance to see any of the Elimination Chamber? I know it was real early in the morning. It started at 4 o'clock in the morning.
It was real early. I didn't get a chance to catch any of it live or anything like that. I saw, Drew McIntyre, winning a chamber and whatnot. And it was only fitting. It was only fitting for him to actually, win it. And move on. He's put in so much work. Drew McIntyre's put in so much work since his departure from WWE, and then his return to WWE, and then finding himself winning the championship in the pandemic era when there was no fans or anything like that. But Drew McIntyre, not one day did he phone it in or anything like that. He came to work every week and went out there and performed in front of zero fans, and he did it in grand fashion. I said there was a few guys throughout that pandemic era that really was able to make themselves in that moment, and I think Drew McIntyre was one of those guys.
He absolutely was one of those guys. I mean, I remember it was the Royal Rumble here in Houston. He wins the Rumble, and then whatever it was, a month later, the whole universe gets shut down, and he held the title. But the thing that's interesting right now about Drew is his in-ring work's never been an issue. I mean, since he's been back, and even before that, he's always been great in-ring. But he has, I think, never been more entertaining than these last couple of months. I mean, he has me cracking up laughing. I mean, you saw the CM Punk shirt that he had, where it had CM Punk's grave of his WrestleMania thing, and everything that he's saying on the microphone. It's the most charismatic and entertaining he's been, and I'm loving seeing him flourish in this spot. And him versus Seth, that's a great match for WrestleMania for the world title. And you know what? I hope he goes out there and gets the job done. I hope they put the title on him, man.
You know what? I hope they put the title on him too. I mean, nothing against Seth, but Seth has had he's had an okay run, but it's nothing been, like stand out as far as Seth is running. And like I said, hadn't been a bad run or anything like that. But I do think it's time for Drew McIntyre to get back in that position. I really don't think we would have put Drew McIntyre in such a position where he had to work so hard to get back to it to win a match like the Elimination Chamber to go on to not win it. So that's just my thing. I hope to see Drew. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Drew McIntyre as well. Let's just say that.
Oh no, he's one of the best, man. He's one of the best out there right now. Now, another person you're a fan of at the Elimination Chamber, who I think had a coming out party of sorts on a very main level, mainstream level, is Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany stole that show in the Women's Royal Rumble. Congratulations to Becky. Right call to have her go out there and win the match and have her and Rhea. I love that. I love that matchup for them. But Tiffany Stratton, man, that she set the world on fire at the Elimination Chamber. I mean, the whole 50,000 plus was chanting Tiffy time. Not only during her match, even during the men's Elimination Chamber, they started chanting Tiffy time. She went out there and rocked it.
She blamed the fans
for losing. It's y'all's fault.
Which is great. But nah, man, Tiffany Stratton, I mean, how much praise have I given Tiffany Stratton this last year? I mean, she's grown right before my very eyes. And to see her in that position, it's great. It's great to see her in that position. But I said Tiffany was one that was sitting under the learning tree. I mean, not just my learning tree. I'm talking about the learning tree of NXT, Sean and, Matt Bloom and all the trainers down there. She was sitting under that learning tree and she was getting that knowledge. I felt like, maybe 3-4 months, maybe 6 months prior, Tiffany Stratton could have went to the main roster. But I saw an interview that she did, and she said, I'm not, rushing to get to the main roster or anything like that. I'm just gonna soak up all the knowledge I can. So when I do get to the main roster, I'll be 100% ready for it. I'm paraphrasing, but she has gotten to that position and she is ready for that position. She can work with anybody in the world, and you can believe who wins that match and who loses that match. It's not going to matter. She can compete with anybody in the world. She's just that good, and she's only a couple of, just think about it. She's only a couple of years into the business.
It's insane.
That is so, uncanny. That is so extraordinary for somebody like her to be that young in this business and can go out there and work truly with the best of them from a psychology standpoint. I give her a lot of credit for learning this business.
Yeah, because I know she's got it was a gymnastics background, I believe.
Yeah.
And competing in athletics is a great start. But as you've said a lot of the times, you didn't compete in professional or amateur sports coming up in school or anything like that. But you were able to cling to this art form. Some people who have that athletic background, in my opinion, a lot of the times don't pan out because they don't get the other side of it, right? I think it's rare that you see somebody like a Tiffany or a Kurt or a Brock or Ronda, or whomever, right, who gets the both sides of it.
Well, I can say this, especially someone who didn't grow up on it.
Yeah.
Someone who didn't
know about it.
Exactly. That's totally a foreign world. Tiffany is in a total foreign world. This is not something that she grew up on. You ask Tiffany, who was my favorite wrestler when you were a kid? Who's your favorite wrestler when you were a kid? She might say Becky Lynch.
Wait, who was it? Who was it on Tough Enough? You know what I'm saying? Who was that? Yeah. Who said their favorite match was Melina and Alicia Fox?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So, but for her not to be from that world and to be someone that picked it up. See, for me, I wasn't from that world, but I watched it all the time, and I was like, man, this is so awesome. I never imagined or dreamt in a million years that I could be one of those guys, just because I thought it was something that was just unattainable for someone like myself, a skinny kid like myself. I just did not think that was my world at all. But I watched it as a kid, and I always knew what it was, and I was always fascinated by professional wrestling. Unlike Tiffany Stratton, I don't think she came from that life, but for someone to get into it and say, man, I'm gonna be the best at this is something that, like I say, it's uncanny, it's extraordinary, and I give her a whole hell of a lot of credit for being able to go out there, work within those stars, and not look like she was out of place in any way, shape, or form.
No, I mean, I saw talk on X that, she was the MVP of the whole night, over there in Australia. So, I mean, that's a lot of praise for her, man. A lot of praise. Yeah. And, when you make a big statement like that, you know what I mean? Now the pressure's really on, right? Because that's what people are going to expect every time.
I mean, yeah, but when you're thrust into that position, especially a position that you want to be in, you want to be under that pressure.
Right.
That pressure actually makes you a whole lot better every time. I know for me, I always talk about how I was white knuckled, sweaty palms every time I went out that curtain. But something about that nervous energy made me want to go out there and perform at my highest level. I did not want to make any mistakes when I went out there under those conditions, So I think Tiffany Stratton is going to be okay, because it seems that she works better when she is under pressure, and the bright lights are as bright as they possibly can be. So I don't think there's anything that's going to shake Tiffany Stratton as far as being, that one that want to make it all the way to the Tiffy top, So I love it. Yeah,
and that had to be the biggest crowd she wrestled in front of, right? I mean, 50,000+. I can't imagine her.
Yeah.
On a bigger stage than that ever.
Yeah. But it seemed like she relishes it. It seemed like, it's something that she was born to do this. And there are few that come along that pick it up as quickly and as fast as she did. I mean, so I don't know. I don't know if it's just her want to just be the best or what, but her talent is undeniable. It really truly is. And anybody out there that's not on the Tiffy train, they better jump on board. They better get a ticket. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, man.
They're saying that, or people on the internet are saying that they would love to see Tiffany versus Bianca at the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania 40. What do you think about just that when you hear that?
Man, I mean, I'm not against anything like that. I mean, Tiffany has put herself in position to where she's become a star. She's a star. When you're a star, people want to see you rise. They want to see you in those big moments. So yeah, man, I'm 100%. I'm all in, man. Sign me up, man. Let me get a ticket, because I'm jumping on the train. All right. I'm jumping on the train. I'm riding all the way. Seriously. But I know we got to take a break. Guys, you're in the Hall of Fame. Stick around. We'll be back in a moment. Sucker! And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. Blue Chew BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com and use promo code and receive your first month absolutely free, man. Visit BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. I know we probably got a few super chatters out there. Anything out there you want to talk about? Anything?
There is a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, man. Few videos that I saw just perusing the internet over these last couple of days that I kind of want to get your reaction to because they mention your name, and that's what I want to start with. Man,
I took the weekend off, and people still talking about me.
People still talking about you, man. And there's a couple things I think I want to get to. Why don't we start with the light work first? When I say light, I mean the positive. Okay, we'll start with the positive first. This is a video that I saw. This was on Chris Van Vliet's show, and he had on Kathy Kelly. You know Kathy Kelly from the WWE?
Yeah, man, good people. I thought she was good people. I hope she ain't
No. So just wait. But this was Kathy Kelly talking about her when she first started in the WWE and her first day and some advice she got.
Like nothing can prepare you to be a backstage interviewer in the WWE. What was the advice that was given to you when you did it for the first time?
I don't know that there was any specific advice there. Michael Cole and the rest of the crew were just under the impression that, oh, you've done this before, even though I'd done it at a much smaller scale. Booker T, because he's one of the people that I did get the opportunity to sit with for a couple weeks before I did Mania, said, you're going to have a lot of people who tell you a lot of things of what they think you should be doing, and you just have to trust that you know what's best. That was one of the best pieces of advice. I don't think I understood it at the time, but now I take that to heart a lot.
I feel like nothing can prepare.
What do you think of that, Book?
Yeah, man. And you know what? That goes back to my my introduction into the WWE myself. And I remember having, one promoter telling me to do this. I had one promoter telling me to do, producer telling me to do this, and one producer telling me to do that. One producer telling me not to do that, and I go, wait a minute. I went to Vince McMahon and I go, Vince, I know I'm going to get fired doing it this way and this way and this way and not doing it that way. So I say, if you don't mind, let me go out and do it my way. And if I don't bring in tickets, if I don't put butts in seats, just fire me. And he said, okay, do your stuff. So that was the same thing I told her, it's going to be a lot of people telling you, to do this, to do that, not to do this. You just got to feel it. Because if you're trying to, please everybody, you're never going to get the true right answer that you're looking for. And that is just going out there, trying to be natural, be yourself, and just let it all hang out. And the thing is, if that don't work out, they'll come and tell you. They'll tell you if that's not what they want. It's almost like me when I was doing the African accent in TNA, you know what I mean? And I heard some people talking about they don't even know where it came from. It's like, well, no one ever told me not to do it. So if you tell me not to do it, I'm not going to do it. But I'm going to let it all hang out. And I'm going to talk about the fight. I'm going to make it It's all about respect. I'm just gonna make up a bunch of stuff. So you better pull. It's almost like I'm gonna throw you out there, and if I need to, I'll pull you back. That's the advice for every young person that I'm working.
Well, obviously Kathy took it to heart, and
I appreciate her.
She wanted to make sure that she got that out. But you know what? So I want to start off with something nice, easy to digest. But I feel like we continue down that path, right? This is something from Jeff Jarrett on his show. There's a couple videos from Jeff, but the first one is one that's was titled "What Booker T Meant to." If I can pull this up, my computer's freezing on me for a second. It's "What Booker T Meant to TNA" is the name of this one. So I'm going to go ahead and share this. I want to get your reaction to this. This is what Booker T meant to TNA, according to Jeff Jarrett.
We've covered it. The Main Event Mafia. Main Event Mafia was the most successful faction, without question. The ratings, when those guys got together, and then we clearly drew a line in the sand against, their opponents were AJ Styles and, we'll call them and we named them Frontline, the younger guys. And me and Mick were compassionate with both sides. We were generationally in the Main Event Mafia era, but we also wanted to see the young guys up and coming, and all of that was reality based, good, compelling TV. And Booker was very important. You look at the five guys that were in the Main Event Mafia, it goes without saying. I think Booker was frustrated. I think mentally where he was at in his career, he had been on the road so many years with WCW. Then, the turmoil on the end of his career at WCW, he became World Heavyweight Champion. But, the business was tanking in so many ways that it wasn't his fault. But then, he goes to WWF and Austin and has that run and everything that goes with all that. By the time he got to us, I can't say he's burnt out, but sometimes his head wasn't in the right place, and he came to Orlando. And when you've worked for really two companies, and super capitalized, TNA was an adjustment. I got it loud and clear. It was an adjustment for him. And from a financial perspective, he was making less money than he had made in the two prior stops. So that's hard.
So that was some of his talk about you. And
honestly, I can respectfully say that Jeff is almost like spot on. He's 100% right. When I did the WCW run, that was 9 long years. In WWE, I ran, till the wheels pretty much fell off. I needed to get out. It was a time for me. I needed to get out. When I came to TNA, it was an adjustment, but it was an adjustment that I felt like I was ready to, partake. I just didn't think. There again, I talk about the structure in TNA, and the structure was totally different than working in a company like WWE. Was I burnt out? I don't think I was burnt out, but but the one thing that Jeff said about me being in TNA, I did get frustrated. Right. I can 100% say I got frustrated after a few months, because I really did come to TNA with high expectations to really, really help the young guys. I really had it in my heart. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you can talk to any of those young guys, and they will back me up on that. But I had a pretty good time my 2 years in TNA. Other than, like I say, right there at the end, the tail end of it wasn't the greatest time in my career or anything like that. But I would never bash TNA for me having a couple of bad months.
Well,
just not.
And I wanted to ask you this just to follow up on what he was saying. And the reason I thought we should play that, and you hadn't heard that before, right? That clip.
No, my first time.
And the reason I thought that it was okay to play it, because you did talk about being in WWE at the time and coming off that King run and being at the beginning of the show, and the middle of the show, and the end of the show, working the dark match main event, doing the press, doing the on sales, doing this, doing that, and that you did reach a kind of a burnout period when you left there and needed to take a second. And you've characterized at points TNA as somewhat of a vacation for you in the sense of comparative of the schedules. But you've also said a lot that you were frustrated with, you thought that there was something there, something special in TNA, and just not everything was lining up the proper way. Is that fair to say?
That as well as I've said that I felt like I could have worked a little bit harder. I've said that as well.
But do you really think you could have worked harder in TNA? Just from, because like what you did was so memorable. The main event Mafia was so memorable. That clip of you beating up Consequences Creed is probably the most viewed thing in TNA history. I'm not joking, by the way, when I say that. So, I mean, what more could you have done? You helped Bobby, Samoa Joe, AJ. You put them all over clean.
Yeah. But I know in my heart, I got to a point to where I didn't care anymore. I just didn't care. I just came to work, and I came to pick my check up. And I was always about doing the work, but it did get to a point there at the end to where I got really, really frustrated. I really got frustrated just because I saw that company being in a position to where they could have done so much. I saw so much potential in TNA when I was there, so much. And to not see it all come to fruition, it kind of, I felt a certain way about it after a while, just because I didn't see everybody else, thinking and maybe perhaps feeling the same way I did. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. I could be 100% wrong on that, but I do know I came in there to help. And when I saw the direction of it, as far as the structure of it, I was like, man, I don't know how long this is going to last. And that's why it only lasted for 2 years. My contract was for 2 years. And after 2 years, my time was up, and
well, I will say this. Well, I know we got to take a break, but I want to say this because as frustrated as you might have been and other people in the company could have been at that time, the fans were equally frustrated. We were frustrated because we saw so much in TNA and it just seemed like there was a lack of follow through at that time.
I feel the same way. Yeah. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. What else you got for me, man? What else you got for me?
Well, now I'm worried that you might want to run up on Jarrett the next time you see him.
Oh, man. I give me and Jarrett, we close, man. We tight. Me and Jeff, we got a lot of respect for each other more than anything. Unlike a lot of guys in this business, Jeff Jarrett has always been a man of his word, a man of integrity, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for Jeff Jarrett.
I would love to get Jeff. We've had Jeff on the show before, but I'd love to get Jeff back on the show because I think that, I think that people don't realize he's been either a fly on the wall or a part of so much in wrestling history. Like you can't write the story of pro wrestling without talking about the Jarrett family. Jerry Jarrett, and along with Jeff and what they were able to do for that territory. But there is another thing from Jeff Jarrett. I promise you, I'm not trying to get you any heat. All right, but there is another thing from Jeff. This was a video that first caught my eye, and it said that Jeff Jarrett gets into it with Booker T. Now, let me play the clip. I was going to ask you if it rings any bells, but let me play the clip.
All right.
Let me play the clip. This is from Jeff Jarrett's podcast again, My World, which is also on Podcast Heat. Shout out to Conrad and all them. This is Jeff Jarrett being asked about a report that you and he got into it at a TNA taping. And Jarrett was known for something and you were known for something. But here's a clip.
I mean, when you kind of read that entire paragraph, it's partly cloudy or it's kind of partly sunny. I think there's a chance of rain, but there's also a chance of sunshine. I mean, it's Jarrett micromanaging, but Booker's known to throw some star fits. And they had an argument, but they made up after it was over. I don't have any recollection of me and Booker having, I'll call it a personal argument, disagreement, having words in our entire career. Has Booker ever been, and I hate to use the word afraid, but that's not our relationship. he would come up to me, not just about his stuff, on anybody's stuff. Hey, Jeff, can I have a word with you? Let's talk about this. Hey, man, why don't we do this, this, and this, and this? I always showed him the respect and heard it out. And he's creative. He cares. He had passion. I think once he got to TNA and was there long enough, I think the realities that we weren't the WWE, and I think sometimes Booker came to work and look, he always did what we asked and he worked hard, but I think the bloom was off and I think he was ready to go when it was time to go. But Booker's a passionate guy, and to this day, he will, in a positive way, light somebody up with his opinion, but in his reason for doing that is he wants a better product. He loves wrestling, period. He's grown. Look at reality wrestling. I mean, it is a force. What is it? Almost 1 million YouTube subscribers and everything that goes with it. That to me is a testament that Booker is invested in the business in more ways than just wanting to be Booker T. He's always been that way. He wants to dive into the business totally.
All right. Well, there you go. There's another clip there from Jeff
I
Jarrett.
appreciate Jeff Jarrett giving reality wrestling some props and some praise. I appreciate that.
Me too.
That right there, that goes a long way for me. But nah, Jeff, just 100%. We've never had a personal beef. We've never had a personal argument where him and I was, barking at each other back and forth. I remember one time, this could be the incident that they're referring to, but it wasn't Jeff and I getting into it. Jeff was micromanaging. Jeff was running the company. And I remember, I don't know if it was Main Event Mafia. We were in a room and we was going over some stuff. And it was getting close to showtime. Show was getting ready to start. And it was almost time for us to, I don't know, maybe time to go out. And Jeff came in and said, guys, y'all got to wrap this up. We got to get it going. I'm like, Jeff, hold on. We trying to get this stuff right. If that's the argument, me trying to make sure we get it right because I want my segment to look a certain way when we go on television. People can, there again, interpret something any way they want to, and they can make it anything that they want these days, just like someone just tried to make Jeff and I into, mortal enemies from back in the day. Seriously. So now, none of that is true as far as Jeff and I ever getting into any kind of beefs from a business perspective or from a personal perspective. Business perspective, I'm always going to be anti-crucial and critical of the way something looks if I'm a part of the segment. That's just me micromanaging, what I do.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think the report came from Wade Keller at the PW Torch, if that's correct.
I mean, where would he get that information from?
Oh, yeah, who knows? Where do any of these people get information from?
What would Wade Keller get some information from me and Jeff Jarrett having a beef in TNA that Jeff doesn't know about and I don't know about? I want to know where these guys, getting their information from. Who are their sources? Because that is a blatant lie.
Yeah. I was checking. I'm pretty sure he said Wade Keller there at the beginning. Wade Keller, PW Torch. Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. This is the one that got me, though, that made me laugh about that whole thing. A couple things. Okay, anybody, and this isn't me just saying this because this is just me saying something that's true. Anybody who's ever met you or ever worked with you in anything, whether it be in the radio station, the podcast network, reality wrestling, WWE, WCW, wherever, no one will ever characterize you as ever being somebody to throw star fits. That one popped me because I'm like, whoever fed this information to this reporter obviously has a beef with Booker. If they're gonna call him throwing star fit,
I've never thrown a star fit. I don't even know what that means. I swear. I mean, what does having a star fit mean? Just start crying and throwing stuff and acting a fool or what? I'm trying to figure that out because if I got something to say to somebody, I'm not going to be coy. I'm not going to be shy about it. I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's going to be this. And the thing is, I've never been a kiss ass or anything like that. That's not on my resume. Me being passive, that's not on my resume. So guys, for me, if I got something to say to you, I don't know. You might have heard rumor and innuendo about Booker T, but I'm gonna tell you right now, anybody that knows me knows if there's anybody in the room that's gonna say something, it's me every time. No matter what. It used to be a thing, we used to have meetings in WWE, because every meeting I almost would raise my hand almost every time.
Really?
And if I didn't raise my hand, people was wondering what was wrong with me. You know what I mean? Because I was always questioning everything that went down every time, no matter what it was, just because that's just the type of person I am.
Yeah. I didn't know that you raised your hand in every meeting, but I have been
every meeting.
I have been in meetings with you to where you've said some of the funniest things I've ever heard in a bit. Can I tell a story about when we had a meeting at the old radio station? Can I tell this?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I'm going to say, but it's one of the funniest things ever. So, I mean, we're at this other place and we're talking about the show and how we can grow the show and things like this. And there's
I know what you're gonna say.
there's new blood in there. So we're talking about it. And
we're talking to the executives.
We're talking to the
guys.
executives. We're not talking just to anybody. We're talking to the executives. And, we're just, pitching some ideas or something. And the idea of a billboard comes up, right? And then I don't know if this is what you were thinking, but this is what I'm thinking. The idea of a billboard comes up, and then the guy goes, well, Book, I just can't put you on a billboard. I got to put the midday guys and the morning guys on the billboard. And Booker goes, have you seen those guys? Have you seen those guys? They're bums. You see how they dress? You can't put that on a billboard. That'll make people turn the station off. And wait, the funny thing is, he's not saying any lies. And I love all those guys who were there at the time. They know they dress bad. They know it. They know they dress bad. But it was so funny. It was so funny, man. And I'm sitting there, we're in with the execs, and I'm trying to bite my lip and bite my cheek so I don't bust out into laughter. But then, you know what the guy said? Well, that's true. That's true, Booker. But he was like, I know. They dress like bums.
I did have a star fit.
That's not a star fit. That was the truth.
It was the truth.
Is that what you thought I was going to say?
I did.
Okay.
That's exactly what I thought you was talking about. Man, what are you thinking? We're talking about us here. We're not talking about them other guys. Man, you're in the Hall of Fame, guys. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it? Do it. Oh, yeah, man. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. We're back, man. I'm loving it. Oh, yes. Hey, man. You got anything else? Anything else? I mean, you popping up stuff on me today.
I know. I'm throwing stuff at you that you didn't see. We didn't talk about any of that before.
I wasn't ready for any of this stuff, but like I say, I appreciate my man Jeff Jarrett. Nothing but respect for Jeff Jarrett. No matter what anybody say, they can make up all kind of rumor and innuendo. When I see Jeff Jarrett again, I'm gonna give him a big hug and thank him for what he did for me, because I always talk about Jeff Jarrett being such a professional. Tonight, I won my first World Heavyweight Championship, and Jeff has said it on record. His most proudest moment was going out there and laying down for me that night. And I appreciate that dude, man. Much love, Jeff Jarrett. Much love.
Yeah. No, it's great, man. And again, that last story we told in the last part of the break, that was not an example of a star fit. That was an example of the 99-100% rule.
No, 99% you speak, keep your mouth shut. 100% you speak up 100% of the time. You might get fired. But you gotta let it out. And my thing is, hey, I'm not gonna just say something that I don't believe. That day I was so adamant about, because damn it, we should have got our own billboard.
Yeah, no, I agree.
We should have had it on Billboard. That's how much work we would do, and that's why we're here today.
Look at this, man.
That's why podcast. That's what we got. Come on, man.
Wait.
Come on.
I got one more thing to add to that, because the best part actually of it, Booker goes on this. This beautiful, articulate, eloquent, dissertation, right, on why this is a great idea, and and that wasn't the only thing that was talked about. There was a lot that was talked about, right? And you're talking about all this stuff, and then and you're very passionate about it in a great way. And then you go, "Yo, Brad, you got anything you want to add?" And I'm like, "No, I think you covered it, Book. I think you got it. You nailed it."
You know what? That's why I let you do all the talking now. I'm serious. I'm gonna let Brad start talking first. If I gotta say anything, I'll say it. That's why I let you do the talking now. We're making all these deals. That's probably why we got all these sponsors.
Who the hell knows? We do have some super chats, but I and again, I don't mean to bring the moment down or anything, but some news just came in that I was able to look up, and it was super chatted in. And so I'll go ahead and read the super chat here. This comes from Alex Cosentino. Said, "Rest in peace to Ole Anderson." Ole Anderson passed away today. I don't know any more details than that. And again, I don't. This happening live in real time. The book that you worked with Ole a lot in WCW, right?
Yeah, Ole was the first guy I worked for when I came to WCW. He was stern dude, man. I didn't have a relationship with Ole Anderson or anything like that. I worked for him.
Yeah.
I heard the stories about Ole. I remember, one story I can tell you about Ole Anderson is when we first came into WCW, my brother and I, and we was doing the Kane and Cole convict gimmick, right?
Right.
When we went out to the ring, where we was like two prisoners, and
oh my goodness.
And it was crazy. I don't know if you ever heard about that, but
I've seen it. Yeah.
But I remember all the backlash that came from that, right? And
rightfully so.
Yeah. And I remember Ole Anderson calling us into the office, and he goes, "Well, I should send y'all asses back to Texas, but you can work. But can you draw money?" That's the question. We can just give us a chance. And that's when Harlem Heat was created. He didn't send us back to Texas. He gave us a chance. And Ole Anderson was always, even, I'm going to tell you right now, even with the character that we came into WCW with, I don't know if that was Ole Anderson's idea. I don't know whose idea that was. But I can tell you this. Ole Anderson was always about bringing a black man up in this business and putting a black man in a spot.
Wow, really?
I don't care what people say about Ole Anderson, from going back to the days when he ran Mid-South Wrestling here in Houston. I remember the guys who was on top, the brothers who was on top, that was really, really making a big, big difference. I've heard the stories about, Ole leaving, JYD leaving the territory, and how Ole was, upset about it, stuff like that. So my thing is, I can only say, man, rest in peace, Ole Anderson. He was one of the greatest, truly one of the greatest, if not the greatest faction in the history of our business, the Four Horsemen. I don't think it'd be a faction without that one faction that really made factions cool. And I could just say, rest in peace, Ole Anderson, and my condolences is with you and your family.
Yeah, this is coming from online. Ole Anderson passed away at the age of 81. He was a founding member of the Four Horsemen alongside Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and Tully Blanchard, and J.J. Dillon. He held NWA titles across multiple promotions and territories. Began his career in 1967 and retired.
2 years old, man.
Yeah, and retired in 1990. Along with being an in-ring competitor, he was also a booker. He wrote Inside Out, How Corporate America Destroyed Professional Wrestling. And Ricky Morton was the one to break the news. Again, Ole a little bit more, a little bit ahead of me, in the generation kind of prior, and he had stopped wrestling before I was even around. And so, but I've gone back and I've seen the Four Horsemen and the Andersons, work together. And of course, you hear his name in so many stories from Jim Crockett Promotions, especially. I sometimes, maybe it'd be okay to refer to him as, I've seen, kind of felt like he was somewhat polarizing for certain people. Certain people felt one way about him. Certain people felt another. But
I can say that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess that probably also comes with running the territory and having a say.
But I tell you, I mean, he was as far as a wrestler goes, I don't think they're one of the most underrated tag teams is the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. I'm gonna tell you, man, Ole and Arn Anderson. If the young guys these days that really want to do tag team wrestling, if they really want to study tag team wrestling, you got to go back and watch the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, because those guys in the NWA, for me, as a young person watching professional wrestling, nobody made it more real than Ole and Arn Anderson every Saturday night. Nobody made it. I'm talking about from every singles wrestler on the card to every tag team wrestler on the card. Nobody made it as real to me than Ole and Arn Anderson. It was that great as a tag team, truly.
Yeah,
And I'm talking about Road Warriors. I'm talking about Harlem Heat. I'm talking about Doom. I'm talking about all of us. That team was the real deal.
What do you think stood out? I mean, why do you feel like they stood out?
Nothing special. But when it came to somebody actually really feeling like somebody was being brutalized inside that square circle, some of the stuff that Ole and Arn did as a tag team, it looked like it hurt so bad to the guy that was taking it. I really don't know how it felt for a lot of those guys, but I could tell you it from a person looking at it, it felt as real as it possibly could be for me. I talk about, Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, Phantom of the Opera, and how when you go, watch that one of those plays on Broadway, it comes alive and it makes you feel like, man, this is something special. And when you watch those two guys, they made you feel what was happening in that ring, and you did not want to be a part of it. You did not want to walk up on these guys in a bar and ask them some stupid question or anything like that. Those guys, Ole and Arn Anderson, truly one of the greatest tag teams that ever lived.
Yeah, rest in peace to Ole Anderson, there. And that was probably an era in wrestling, like you said, to where if you jaw jacked with a fan, or if a fan was jaw jacking with you, right? And they were Ole, and Ole got in their face, they probably got it. They probably reconsidered real quick.
Ole was a big dude.
Yeah.
He wasn't a small dude. Ole was thick, man. He was like a big oak tree. You know what I mean? Wasn't like jacked up, muscled up or anything like that, but he was so freaking big. And he looked like he could really, really hurt you. And certain guys, the way they do their work in the ring, you could tell that they can handle themselves. Ole Anderson, Arn Anderson, you could tell those guys could handle themselves if they had to. So yeah, man. Like I say, truly one of the greats, man. I'm sure he'll be missed. No matter what, he will be missed.
Yeah. So rest in peace to Ole Anderson at 81 years of age. He has passed on, and our condolences with him and his family. But I think we have to take a break here, Book.
Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Where we at, man? Where we at?
Man, we're all over the place, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on in the chat, because somebody must have said something on some show, because all the chat has been is talking about Red Bull today. So somebody must be talking about Red Bull. I don't know what's going on. Somebody's talking about it. Somebody's putting that back in the atmosphere. The old story of Booker T. I'm assuming that's what it is, because everyone keeps asking you, where's the Red Bull? So I'm assuming somebody's told the story today or somewhere. I don't know why. Somebody clue me in.
Hey, man, you know what? My Red Bull stories, man, they're legendary. Legendary. Yeah. I remember one time there's this MMA guy in the building. I can't remember his name. Tom something, Tom something, and he was a friend of Sabu's. And it's not a shot at Sabu or anything like that, because Sabu and I we're tight. You know, I like Sabu, but this guy was actually visiting Sabu, and he was in the locker room. And in the locker room, we had a big cooler, right? And the cooler got literally 150 waters in it, and 2 Red Bulls. Okay, 2 Red Bulls, 150 waters. And this guy's a visitor in the locker room. He's in the locker room. He's a visitor. His name Tom Howard, I think his name was. And I walk up, and he's talking to Sabu, and I see he's drinking a Red Bull. And I look in the cooler, and there's only 1 Red Bull in there now. And I look at this guy. I go, "Who are you?" And he goes, "I'm such and such." I say, "What are you doing in this locker room? And furthermore, why are you drinking that damn Red Bull?" It was in the cooler. I got it from the cooler. And he goes, I said, "Well, bro, that's my Red Bull. All right. And you shouldn't even be in the locker room." So he goes in to take his wallet out and pay me for the Red Bull. So I just knocked everything out of his hand, the Red Bull and his wallet and everything.
This guy's an MMA fighter?
I told him, "No. So you need to get out of here right now. You need to bounce, out of this locker room right now. All right." And he starts walking out of the locker room, and I was so mad. I went, no, you got to leave the building. And I walked him all the way to the back door and kicked him out of the building.
Enough said. Don't mess with the Red Bull, man.
I was so mad. I was furious, because it seemed like that would be common sense. It's 2 Red Bull in the cooler.
There's 150 waters.
But you, a visitor, think first to drink the Red Bull. Oh God, I was so mad.
I'm sure you wanted to kill.
It's just one of my Red Bull stories.
There's many. Red Bull, holler at us. We can do a great sponsorship. We have some super chats. Are you ready to get to them?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
All right, our first one is coming in here from Baddest Son.
Super chat.
Baddest Son says Booker T versus Michael Jackson versus Mel Phillips. Who y'all got? Okay. Mel Phillips. Wasn't he a football player? Like from way?
Mel Phillips.
Or am I thinking of somebody else?
I thought he was maybe thinking about Michael Phelps or something, but I don't know. I don't know. Mel Phillips.
That's how some play for the San Francisco 49ers. 12-year career for the 49ers.
What did he do? I mean, who did he beat?
I don't know. I don't even understand the question.
Thanks for the super chat.
Yeah, appreciate it. I don't even understand the question. Loso Dolo, thoughts on O'Shea Jackson's Ice Cube's son comments on AEW. Did you see O'Shea Jackson Jr. did an interview with Van Vliet?
I saw him, but I didn't hear the comment. What's the comment?
So he essentially said something. Maybe I can pull it up here. He essentially said something about AEW and not. Maybe is there a clip? I actually have a clip. Can we go to the clip?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, that way we can put this in context. I don't want to misquote him here.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is O'Shea Jackson Jr. on Chris Van Vliet's show. Hopefully we can hear
if
this.
I'm watching someone on AEW and I ask, who is this guy? I don't need you to tell me I'm not a real wrestling fan, to tell me how could you not know such and such who did who gives a damn? Like, I need you, all right, inform me, bro. Or at least have your programming in a way to let people know why you should love this dude, why you should fuck with this guy. That's something that I feel like is missing. Conan, when I was on his podcast, he brought up, when you watch UFC and they give you a little backstory about this dude, backstory about that dude, what this guy's had to go through, what he's done, and vice versa. And then they put him in the room and they cuss each other out. And then by watching those videos, you've picked a side of who you're with. That's missing from that.
Okay, so that's kind of
I get it. No. You know what?
And I think Tony responded to him. And
what did Tony say?
Tony Khan.
I got to see it.
Tony Khan said.
I got to see it.
Tony Khan said O'Shea Jackson Jr. You might you might enjoy checking out new experiences plus entire worlds of international graps out there. I think learning about them is fun. All wrestling is awesome. I hope you enjoy whatever you like. Plus, maybe one day you'll be interested in wider circles.
This dude just need to shut the hell up. That's what he needs to do. I've been on this guy's side for a long time and just tried not to. I mean, that's a comment that he should take from a constructive perspective. That's what
O'Shea was actually making a great point.
I think that's what O'Shea was saying. He was making a great point because I've been in the business over 30 years, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Tony Khan can respond to this if he wants to. Okay, but I've been in the business over 30 years, and I just saw Daniel Bryan work a guy just last week, Japanese guy, and I didn't know who the guy was. I didn't know who the guy was at all. Now, am I, misinformed about wrestling? No, I'm misinformed about Japanese wrestling because that's not something that I watch on a regular basis. So if I'm watching this guy, maybe it's it might be a reason for me to watch him if you make me, want to tune in to watch him. I think that's what O'Shea is saying more than anything. And for him to come back with any kind of tweet other than to think in his mind, okay, that's pretty, I could take that and digest it and say, maybe he's right. Because you gotta stop trying to think about being the smartest person in the room. All right. You can't do that, especially with what's going on today. And O.J. Jackson, like I said, he just may be a fan who just may be flipping the channels, but he's a guy that's been watching wrestling, since he was a kid. And normally he know who the guys are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter what wrestling he's watching here in the States, so I think Tony Khan totally missed the boat on that right there. Totally missed the boat.
Yeah,
That's constructive criticism. That's what that is.
It was a great point. And the UFC is really good about doing that because most UFC fighters people haven't heard of, who's just turning on the show. And when they do those video packages, you're like, oh, this guy was in the military. He overcame a disease or he, whatever. And then all of a sudden you find out, I'm rooting for this guy and you don't even know who he is. Can I also point out one other thing? And this isn't just an attack at Tony Khan. I promise it's not. It's anybody who calls wrestling graps. I hate that so much. I hate when they call it
like
graps.
I say, bro, it's like I say, it's something that shouldn't, for him to even be watching, interview that Chris Van Vliet and caring about what, that interview that much to where he has to comment on it, listen to it, and then comment on it just because it was something said about AEW, which wasn't negative at all. It was just saying, man, I need to be more informed because maybe I want to watch it.
Yeah. Well, I think, that's what he's saying. He's saying, and that's the other thing. Somebody might not know who somebody is. It's okay. Just be like, oh, this guy wrestled in Japan for 10 years or whatever, and he was a big champion or Mexico.
I can tell you right now. You're not going to turn on WWE TV and not know who the guy are. Excuse me, not know who the guy is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me rephrase that because I saw somebody on Twitter messing with my grammar. You know what I mean? So
tell him to go to hell.
You know what? I got to make sure I say stuff like that. So,
Do you like that word? Do you like that word for pro wrestling? Graps?
Not really at all.
I don't like it at all.
That's a new term. But no, man, I think O'Shea made a great point. It wasn't a negative point or anything like that. And I think that's what's missing perhaps in AEW. There's a lot of guys that's wrestling, but a lot of guys aren't being, becoming household names. But I could tell you one person becoming a household name, and that's the bounty hunter, Brian Keith.
Woo, love him.
Everybody know the bounty hunter. Everybody. Yeah. You don't even have to know his name. You just know the bounty hunter. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? They got a good.
I was listening to Conan and Disco talk. They didn't know what his name was. But they knew the bounty hunter. That's one person, damn it, that's getting over in AEW, and I give him a lot of props.
Hell of a T-shirt they put out for him too. I love the Brian Keith T-shirts. We got to rep him, got to support. But we have a slew more of super chats to get through. But I think we got to do them on the other side of the break.
We still got like 1 minute, don't we?
I got break time.
Okay, all right. Well, guys, we got a break. Stick around. You in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Boom! We're back, guys. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. It's going to be a speed round. Super chats. Let's do it, man. Let's roll.
All right, this comes from our man, Kai Toenail. What does Nia Jax have to do to get on top? She's been her this whole time, but can't get a legit title run. Becky, Bayley, Charlotte, Bianca all get back title runs. Nia should have been next. Main evented a show at the Elimination Chamber where Rhea Ripley, 50,000 strong, came up short. Best match I think I've ever seen in Nia Jax. She brought it, man. She brought it on Saturday morning here in the States. She killed it, man. And I didn't know she was born. I think someone said she was born in Australia. Nia Jax was.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Question: What is it going to take? What is it going to take for Nia Jax to finally get in that spot? I honestly thought Nia Jax would have been in that spot many, many moons ago. Honestly, before she ever left and came back, I thought Nia Jax was, prime for that spot. But everybody's road to the championship is a little bit different. Some are a little bit bumpier than others. And Nia Jax has definitely been on that bumpy road to becoming champion. I do know this. I say this about Nia Jax. I say, once you put the title on it, it's going to almost be impossible to take it off of her. So you're definitely going to be booking yourself in a corner when you put the title on Nia Jax. Not that you can't just, beat her or anything like that, but she's such an incredible force, and they say once you get the title, it makes you that much better, So for me, I don't know. She just had a bumpy road, but I'm pulling for Nia Jax to become champion. I'm pulling for Nia Jax, and I think it's going to happen for her one day.
Let's see. The next one comes from Jack Frost. Becky gets too much hate. Liv's time will come.
I mean, yeah, heck yeah, Liv's time is going to come, and when it's going to come, or if it's going to come. I don't know if it's going to come. That's one of those things. I know I just rambled that right there, but no, Becky is. I don't know why she's getting hate, because Becky Lynch is truly one of the best in the business. She could work with anybody, anywhere, anytime. She's the general inside that square circle. She makes you believe everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything, man. No, I don't think if she is getting hate, it's unwarranted. It's unwarranted. And Liv Morgan, I'd say she needs to just wait her turn, because we got a lot of players, and this ain't Pop Warner. We ain't just passing out trophies.
Alex Cosentino is back. Again, this is our speed round. If it was allowed, would you be in attendance for Sting's last match? Would you not be allowed to go to that? I don't. If it was allowed,
if I was off and I was invited, I probably would go.
Yeah.
I mean, no one has invited me, and Sting and I, we were close in a lot of ways. I wouldn't necessarily say Sting and I were like friends or buddies that hung out or anything. We've never hung out or anything like that. But I've always had the utmost respect for Sting, and if I was invited to be at his last match, I definitely would consider it. If I was off. If I'm off, I'm always available.
Yeah, man. Sting's. This is the last week, I think, right? I mean, this Sunday, I believe, is it for Sting.
Where's it going to be at?
Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Or is that North Carolina or South Carolina? North Carolina, right?
North Carolina, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think I was right. I started to second guess myself.
Yeah.
Let's see. The next one here comes from Big Soul, who says, Book. I'm just a Booker T. I'm not your sucker.
I mean, why do people still like that stuff?
It was hilarious.
It's just stupid. It was stupid, man. And that's what my career is. Let me. A lot of people don't remember the matches. A lot of people remember the moments. And the thing is, guys, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that 100%. But if you go back and look at some of the old matches, man, Booker T was pretty good. I'm just saying. I'm serious. I was watching a match today with me and Eddie Guerrero for the WCW Television Championship. I was like, wow, man. Wow. I got a chance to work with Eddie Guerrero. Unbelievable.
Was it fun watching that, going down memory
lane? Yeah,
lane?
Man, just because I watched Eddie just like totally be a general and totally just like running me around in circles and just making me do stuff without me even thinking about it, because the only thing I could do was just go with it. And I talk to my students about this kind of stuff now, just talking about them over the weekend on Sunday, as far as being able to get into the ring. And long as you can get your hands on the guy, you can work. If the lights was off, you could be blindfolded. It still would be beautiful, everything that's happening. And that's the way Eddie had me. It was like I was blindfolded and I couldn't see anything, but I knew exactly where I was going because Eddie was guiding me and taking me in that direction. I was like, wow, man, it's unbelievable. Yeah.
Man, Eddie Guerrero. I just saw a thing on Instagram. Vanilla Ice bought Eddie Guerrero's lowrider.
I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah.
And then he was in some video, like holding, the title, and being in front of the lowrider.
Yeah.
Interesting. You never know. This comes from Mel Manchild Jones. Happy early birthday, my fave of all time. Oh yeah, man.
It's crazy, man. Well, my wife been like, what are we gonna do for my birthday? With my daughter, what are we gonna do? And I'm like, guys, I've told you guys already. I said I'm skipping my birthday for the next 4 years. All right,
for the next 4.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay this age for the next 4 years.
Got you.
Then we'll pick up.
Then we'll figure it out from there.
Figure it out.
Love it. Oh, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, coming up Saturday, man. Coming up Saturday. You know what I mean? But I know, this is a good age for a lot of reasons. Big Breezo said, looking back, how does it feel to be a part of the first Elimination Chamber? It was awesome.
I've been a part of so many moments, man. Been a part of so many moments, even going all the way back to the Shockmaster.
I can't believe you were there. It's so crazy.
I've been a part of so many moments. I'm in this business, and nah, man. First Elimination Chamber, it was an experience. It wasn't one of those matches that I was comfortable in at all. If you go back and look at some of the footage leading up to that match, I wasn't comfortable in that match. Today, I probably would be a little bit more comfortable just because they,
it's a little bit more padding.
They refined it a whole lot. It's a lot different than that first one. That first one was a monstrosity of a structure, and I was scared, man. I was scared, seriously. But no, it is history for me though. It's one of my history-making moments. I had a great time.
Yeah, it's a huge match that's still around today, and I remember watching that first Elimination Chamber. You know what? Knowing you a little bit now. I'm sure you went up to some of the guys and go, all right, who's bumping on this? Because it's not me.
I was like, look, bro, keep me away from that side. You know what I mean? And do not throw me over here. Bro, I was serious, man. I didn't like getting hurt, man. I didn't like being banged up and bruised up and bloody. I didn't like that at all. That just wasn't my cup of tea.
I understand. You're not in the minority there. JLD TV says, how much and how long is training for reality wrestling? Also saw the Queen at the holiday show in Houston in December. King Booker on top, and then it says, I'm really wanting to join this year. Called but never got an answer.
Hey, man, I don't know why you didn't get an answer, because that phone number is connected to my wife's phone, and it's ringing off the hook on a daily basis. But just to let you know, it's $4,000 to go to reality wrestling. It's a 2-year course. It's $300 down, $150 per month for 2 years. Try to make it simple and easy, like a cell phone bill. And the thing is, you create your own course, your own training. We're open 5 days a week. If you want to get 1 day a weekend, or if you want to get 5 days a weekend, we definitely will accommodate you. So go to realitywrestling.com and get in and become a part of the row. Make sure you call that number again, man, and do it now. I do it for you.
Do it, man. And look, if anybody who ever wants anything like in reality wrestling, you can get in touch with somebody. You can call that number. You can call anybody. Someone's picking up the phone.
I might even answer. So just make sure you call. Seriously.
I remember one time somebody called the office phone and you picked it up. And they're like, yeah, I'm trying to get some information on reality wrestling. And you just give the information there. And they go, okay. And when could I start? And you answer it. Is there any age requirement? You answer it. And the guy goes, is this Booker T? You're like, yeah, this is Booker T. The guy's like, what? I didn't think I was talking to you. And they start freaking out. Oh, so good, man. It's so good. And you know what? If you really want to see what it's all about, go ahead and check it out. Reality Wrestling on March the 9th, or you can see if you're the Ultimate Athlete at the Row Games.
General admission only. General admission only.
General admission only. It's down to, and you know what? You don't worry. You know, it's not like, I don't know if you heard this book, but the Elimination Chamber was actually, they had trouble shipping it to Australia because some pirates tried to get a hold of it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Michael Cole said this on the broadcast. Talked about the pirates trying to get it, so then they had to put it on a train from Sydney to Perth. I mean, it was a whole ordeal just to get the chamber there.
The pirates bad, man.
The pirates are bad.
No, I'm serious. I look at it on YouTube, man, and those pirates are bad. You gotta, fend them all with AK-47s, rocket launch, everything, man. Helicopters, you know what I mean? It's crazy, man. But is that the last super chat?
That was it.
We got to get out of here. Run over time. But I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. Get your champagne, wishes, caviar, drinks, all you guys. We appreciate you. We love you, Brad. All the heavy lifting, as always. But until the next time, peace. We love you. You out.
The Ed Milet Show showcases the greatest peak performers sharing their journey, knowledge, and thought leadership.
This is one of the all-time best pieces of advice ever given on the show.
Actor Rainn Wilson.
The number one thing that psychologists point to with young people of why they are struggling so much in this mental health epidemic is they don't have resilience. So how do you build resilience if you don't understand suffering itself?
The Ed Milet Show is available on YouTube or wherever you listen.
Hi there. Sorry for the interruption, but are you enjoying this show on Google Podcasts? You should know that the Google Podcasts app is going away this spring. That's right, going away, gone as in no longer available. You can still enjoy this show elsewhere though. Try out Spotify or Amazon Music, or maybe TuneIn is more your style. Whatever app you switch to, be sure to follow so you never miss the next episode. And thanks for listening, wherever you listen.